Okay, folks, I lined everything up, measured everything up, got everything squared up, and tacked it on, took everything off, and then welded it up, and turned out really well. Not exactly sure what the wheelbase is going to be just yet, because we measured from the kingpins, crisscross and then straight back, obviously. But until we get we got the alignment plates, we get steering and tie rods to hold everything in place. We get it on the ground, get it loaded. Then we'll go ahead and we'll get the toe set up, and then we'll go ahead and we'll check the wheelbase. But these aren't going to move. The kingpins aren't going to move. So from the kingpin across both sides and straight backs both sides. Everything measured up pretty good, and the good thing is the dimension from the end of the chassis to the bearing hanger on both sides was real close to being the same too. So at least whoever the shop kid was at Margay that put this thing together, that was not a real Margay branded cart, because it was never marked. At least he used good tubes. They were all the right size. And what pleases me is we had cut that tube off, remember, and then welded it back together. And I eyeballed the thickness of that cut-off wheel that went through there and what have you. And I'll be darned if we're not real close. So I'm kind of impressed with myself with that. Worked on this setting this up a little bit. We're going to need a little bit longer surface to make sure we're jacking that porch up just a hair. We don't want it flat, because under load it'll end up touching, and you'll end up grinding through on the rough racetracks through your floor tray and stuff. So we want it up just a hair. But what we did is we tweaked the bumper. The bumper was actually parallel with the porch itself. The span between them was the same, and to fit, this, like I said, this porch didn't come on this cart. If you look at the pictures, the thumbnails from earlier videos of this Project Kart series, you'll see that the original porch was round here. It didn't have a bend and a flat and another bend. It was round, and had quite a bit of kick to it here. The reason we cut that thing off and threw it away is because it was a slip-on fit like this that somebody welded on, and I think they used like an arc welder. It was very poor welding. It was ground down with what looked like somebody took a bench grinder and held it by hand and tried to. I mean, whoever did the metal finishing on that would have failed any class, let alone mine. But yeah, we're offset this way a little bit. This thing's still got a little tweaking going on. We're gonna have to maybe open this up a little bit and then close this one down just to get it, where we want it. But I put the thing on the ground with the bumper down, and then just kind of stepped on the porch and kind of tweaked the bumper itself down on an angle. It doesn't take much. It was way too wide, if you remember from other times having it set up here. So I used the crank strap, put the strap around it, and just cranked some tension into it until it got close to where it's at right now, right? So actually, I think if we went here, might suit the porch itself from center, even distance, but it won't suit the bumper itself. So it actually looks like this is going off a little more than this. Throws you off a little bit because these things are still on. We're going to whack all that stuff off. And I started having second thoughts about the sliding pedal and brake system, which is really super cool, but it's going to take a lot of tedious work. And I'm thinking instead using these here, these pedal bosses, these mounts, these pivot points, whatever. And you could always make 3 different rods for the different pedal positions. If somebody has got an issue with when they fit in this cart that they're in between, well, you know what? You're either going to have to reach or you're going to have to bend your knees a little bit. One of the two. We'll try to make you as comfortable as we can, but it's not a Cadillac. We're not building it for you. We're, to your specific body type. But what I'll do is on this cart, these are coming off anyway. Looks like they're a little bit different inside diameter. So maybe we'll just make us a couple more of these and use them in the same span, weld them on here and here. and you use something that holds the throttle cable here as an anchor, and just be able to, from this close pedal section, the anchor would be, say, here and here. Then you want to move to the middle section, we'd go to this one and this one. You want to move all the way down, we'd go from this one to this one. And so it's just a plug and play kind of thing, right? And then, of course, the brake deal would just be simply having 3 pre-made rods to fit each pedal location. And you get a little bit of adjustment. If we use the Heim joints or clevises, right, you get a little bit of adjustment, for instead of your foot being straight up and down, maybe laying it a little over. But we'll play with it. I think that's going to be a quicker setup to finish. It won't be as custom fitted to different size people. But, hey, man, I'm going to drive this thing, too. First and foremostly, I'm going to make it to fit me. And then if it fits anybody else, cool. If it don't, sorry about your luck. That's right. It was Puppy's birthday yesterday. I'm 55 now. So took the day off with the wife. Went out after 6 weeks of exercising and working my butt off in the gym and losing 20 pounds. I went out and ate a bunch of bread. Those rolls that they give you at the Texas Roadhouse I thought I could resist them, and I did pretty good for about 15 minutes, and they were just calling me, man. I ate like 4 of them, but I had a nice fat protein-filled steak. And no potatoes, no rice, no pasta, none of that. Had a nice Caesar salad and spent the birthday with the wife between church services. So it was cool. And we got out of here for a while, but we're trying to use up the rest of the gas on the welder. We're getting some welding done. Things are starting to fall in place. I think what I'm going to do is get some solid round stock. So this is 1 inch outside. As you can see, we marked on there 7/8 inside. And got to get our lathe up and running so we can turn down some pieces. We're going to actually weld stub. We're going to go with the stub setup. If we don't have that slide and break, then we can have the removable porch on here where these bolts will come out and pins or whatever we've got to hold the front on, and bing, bang, boom. So that's it for now. I don't really have much else happening just right yet. So that's the report for Monday. Happy President's Day. Enjoy your day off if you work at the bank or at the city building or whatever. But we come out, played around, got these things welded up, got them in place. Turned out really good. I love this little hobby welder, this little welder that I got from my late good buddy Brian from Harbor Freight. Really nice, really nice. I don't think it's supposed to cycle the way it does with the wire, because it comes out and then it slows down, and it comes out and it slows down. I think it's got something to do with the feed. Now, I've adjusted it a million different ways from here to Sunday, but I haven't been able to get that out. So what I've learned is you just have to play it, right? When it comes out, it's like when it slows down, that's when you move, and you move, and you move, and you move. So it actually does some very pretty welds. Real nice, and they were burned right in there. So once it's like anything else. It's just like spraying paint. Anybody can spray paint. The expert is the guy who knows how to set up the gun, right? So that's it. That's it for today. We're moving along. It's going to start coming together here, folks. Bing, bang, boom, real quick. So keep looking in. Glad to have you. God bless. We're praying for you.